Right then, it's a quick walk around video, and it will be quick because it's going to pour down any second. For a Honda CR-V 1.6 SR diesel. Facelift model, covered just 67,000 miles, finished in twilight blue, which always looks lovely on these facelift cars. Car's in really lovely condition. Front of the car, new style front end, lights and lenses, clear and intact. Bonnet, very, very clean indeed. Near side of the car, lovely and smooth in the panel work, really, really clean. Side front alloy, again, beautiful condition. So I do apologise for I'm sort of scurrying around this one, but it's literally about to pour down, so there's not a lot to see, because it is very, very clean indeed. And on the back again, chrome strip and the silver trim on the bottom there. Just subtle, but they all add up and they make the car look lovely. Again, lovely clean panel work again. Side rear alloy. So the others very clean and tidy. And final alloy again, absolutely lovely. The car is in very, very nice condition. Let's go into the back of the car. Massive rear boots. Load liner fits to this, so the composite area underneath is in lovely condition. Let's come to the back of the car now. Half leather and Alcantara interior. Again, it's been kept really, really nicely. Front and passenger side, again, all very, very clean and tidy here. Finally coming in on the front. Ring on the door card, I do apologise. Again, it's been kept very nicely. Just the odd, tiny amount of wear as you slide in and out of the driver's seat, but nothing compared to most of the age. So we're inside the car now. As always, the engine's running, so the dash is illuminated. The dash again is in fantastic condition. Sat nav working exactly as it should. We pop the car into reverse, you can see rear parking camera likewise working perfectly there. And coming down, centre stack has just been kept in lovely condition. So coming to the dash pinnacle, 67,033 miles. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V, and it's a 1.6 SR diesel. Car's registered BX65ZXC, and with a mileage of 67,033 recorded. The reason for all of our videos, and especially this section, the road test section, is to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of our cars, they get to see the very car advertised actually in operation. And the reason we've always felt it is important is because, like, lots of people have been to see cars which have looked absolutely fine in photographs or description, but only to get there and find out there's an obvious fault that shows up when you drive the car. Also done, by the way, on these very quiet country roads in this beautiful part of Gloucestershire. This actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the theory being, of course, that it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive on the car. So coming to the car, engine starts instantly and settles to completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car, and temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle. The engines are simply brilliant. It's all the things you would hope for from a Honda in terms of, they are incredibly tough and reliable over very, very high mileages. They're cam chain driven, so there's no cam belts to worry about on them at all. But more than that, they're just a lovely engine to use day in, day out. It's smooth, quiet, very, very economical. Tractable, it pulls through the entirety of the rev range. It's not one of these sort of peaky engines where you only get a short burst of power. It's, keep your foot down, it just keeps going. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and gearbox on the car. Clutch on the car, absolutely perfect. Bite point exactly where it's meant to be, and it's nice and smooth in operation. And then onto fantastic 6-speed manual gearbox. First of all, Honda, the positioning of the gear lever, the angle that comes out the dashboard means that all the movements are kind of a natural plane of motion. You've got one that's sticking up vertically, it's kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't sit as well. Your hand falls straight to it. The gear change is really snappy, short in throw, got a lovely mechanical feel to it, which is all more remarkable because it's cable operated, as most transverse front engine cars are, front wheel drive ones. But it just feels, you know, it would sit in a very sporty car very happily. It's got that that good a gear shift, and it feels exactly as it would have done when it's new. There's literally no wear in it at all, which is typical of the breed. They are incredibly robust. Then come to the steering and the chassis. Honda have been doing this type of car for many years, but we're light years ahead of other manufacturers, and only now are they starting to catch up in terms of kind of dynamics. And what I mean by that is, you know, the car feels like a car to drive. It doesn't feel like a clunky commercial van as too many do. The steering's really nicely done. It's, you know, first and foremost, say straight away, these aren't sports cars. They're not meant to be, but it drives beautifully. The steering's got a lovely kind of weight to it. It makes the car feel really solid and secure on the road. Never feels nervous. It tracks nice and straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. And then the chassis itself, you know, we go through a corner like this, minimal turn on the steering wheel, car sits into the corner, there's very little body motion going on. Again, you know, aware that ride comfort is a very subjective thing, but the thing is, lots of manufacturers, if they go for a pillowy soft ride, which can feel great on a very short test drive, but then you start going around bends and corners and they lollop over, there's loads of motion going on. They can be quite nauseating over the long term, especially for the rear seat passengers. The CR-V manages to achieve a really comfortable controlled ride, and yet the body control is absolutely brilliant for this type of vehicle. Instead, it's not designed to go around a race circuit sideways. It's designed to ferry families around, but it does what it's meant to do absolutely brilliantly, I have to say. Also, this section of road, which is why I talk about it right now, is like the surface of the moon. A, it rides it very well, but B, absolutely no rattles, clonks, knocks or anything from the suspension at all. The whole car is absolutely as tight as a drum. Finally, coming inside the car, continuing the theme of being solid, I mean, build quality, again, these are beautifully put together cars. No squeaks or rattles, it feels robust. The materials used by Honda, very cleverly used to withstand kind of heavy family use. And the dash layout itself is very, very simple to sort of navigate your way around. But the first thing that strikes you is the build. I mean, it feels so robust, you know, even after all these years. You know, you drive a new one, it wouldn't feel any different in that sense. You've got brilliant visibility all around, so you feel very much in control of the car. You don't feel sort of intimidated in any way. Huge wing mirrors either side to help you with manoeuvring and lane change. And then you've got this dash design, which I said, you know, a couple of days in the car and you've mastered it. It's that easy, and all working perfectly. You big screen sat nav with a camera, dual zone climate control system, so you can have different temperatures side to side if you want to. All of them have that wonderful quality of actuation. Just it's got to have a beautifully damped, high quality feel to all the controls. Air conditioning, by the way, pumps out ice cold air because we tried it in a nice warm workshop earlier on, so we know it's working perfectly. Heated seats, likewise checked and working. And then dash binnacle in front is really crisp. Detail has always been Honda's strength, and it, you know, you look at it, you get the information. It's kind of minimalist by comparison to lots of modern cars, but it works beautifully, very pleasing and easy on the eye as well. And then finally you got this lovely leather-bound steering wheel, which feels absolutely great in hand, and like the rest of the interior, and just shows virtually no wear at all. I can't fault it. It drives absolutely beautifully, and a stark reminder on why these are so sought after second hand.